You're listening to For Better and Worse with Jess and Rach.
Dude, I'm waking up and just letting out a huge fucking fart. Like, light, no, but I've never been like a morning fart girl.
Really?
No, but like,
I fart in my
It is-
sleep. That was one of the things that, like I said to Josh before we started like having sleepovers. I was like, I fart in my sleep.
you need to know this now.
Yep. Because I'm not gonna hold it in.
Well, you can't. You're asleep.
Right. Nor do I want to.
I also always wanted a guy who found that endearing
Farting?
in your sleep. Like, it's cute. They don't know. It's out of their control.
We both be ripping it. And our dogs, our room stinks. I don't know how to get the stink out. We literally put like Josh has an air purifier. I mean, he's got a problem. Like the amount of air purifiers I have, it's part of his anxiety. Like that I'm like, babe, we've got detectors here.
Do you?
Like carbon monoxide.
Yeah. That's not an air purifier.
No, but you know, what are we purifying?
Right.
What's the deal? But he can't. Okay, we're on a we're rolling. We're rolling, we're talking.
Yeah, I thought
Now
we
that-
were. I
we
started
are.
with the fart comment. Let's get going. That was the opener.
Oh God.
And not on purpose.
Well, starting off strong. So Josh has anxiety. Clinical treated.
No shit.
Treated. But we have had a visitor in our home. Okay? We're having a little run-in with the paranormal.
What?
Yeah, we've never felt a presence so much as like the light in Elsie's room keeps turning on.
Mm.
And the first, I mean, it's happened probably a bunch of times, but
What?
I just put it on me like, oh, must have forgot. But 2 days ago, I was doing like some meditation, some like medicine, like exercise ball, like,
Look at you go.
well, it's the only house in our room currently that has carpet. Like we have a big
My
rug in there.
holistic pregnant girl.
I'm just trying. And then she's got those nice lights, the like galaxy lights.
That can transport you.
So I'm just trying to, get zen, open up my pelvis a little bit.
Yeah, relax that pelvic floor.
So I know for a fact I never turned the light on that night because I was just using the night lights. And then I remember using my flashlight to navigate the 3 steps out of the room because it's scared to dark.
Get it to dog.
Scared to dark. And then in the morning, I see that her light is on. And I texted,
Can the cat be responsible?
No, because the door's shut. So the door's shut. I walk in, the lights on, and I texted Josh. He was already at work. And I was like, did you go in Elsie's room this morning? He's like, no. I was like, it's officially Dorothy.
Who's Dorothy?
The 97-year-old woman that lived in that house.
Did she die there?
I don't know if she died there, but she resided there for 40 plus years.
Oh, that's right. And like the kids acquired it and we're trying to get rid of it.
Yeah, like
So-
I think one of her daughters lived there with her.
Was it? How long was it vacant?
I don't
Hard
know.
to tell.
And I'm not one to ask if someone died in the house. It's like
Does that bother you? Would that deter you from a purchase of a home?
not an elderly death.
Me either. But but like a murder.
Yeah,
Yeah,
murder.
absolutely. But if like an old lady died in her
Right.
sleep on that bed in that room,
Right. And I
God
just
be with
think-
your soul.
I think Dorothy's excited to have some new life in the house. She must be. But I'm like,
Yeah, the
You
new
know-
baby, just letting her know.
Yeah. but because now I'm like, this has happened a couple times.
You're supposed to like, hey, I don't want no smoke.
Oh, yeah.
You have to be like, hey,
Yeah. I'm like,
happy that I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
It's okay that you're here.
but I told her, I said, Dorothy, we're paying the electricity bill now. And it's not
Don't piss her
1965.
off. Don't
Babe.
piss her off, Rach.
I won't. But,
Okay.
you just have to say, like, respect.
Yeah, respect all the way through.
Just don't be turning on the lights all night.
That's playful. When the knives start getting thrown, that's where we.
Yeah, I feel like I've never really had run-ins with the paranormal.
Me neither. This is the closest I've ever heard.
But Josh has. like his mom used to live in like a very like almost demonic house that like he used to like sleep outside of because he would be afraid to go in.
That's fucking traumatic.
So yeah, he's a little traumatized. And I thought this would just be a funny story because Josh is now freaking out. He's angled the baby monitor towards the.
That's a good way to catch him, though.
I don't need to know.
You can go viral on TikTok.
I don't want to know. I don't need to see it. You know, I sense it and I just say, "Ghost Grandma, Ghost Grandma Dorothy,
Ghost Grandma."
Just keep it good, keep it light." And because babies and little kids are very susceptible.
Yeah,
you know?
And dogs.
Yeah. And so our dogs have never
picked up on it.
Not to my knowledge. I mean, they pick up on anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
they haven't
picked up on anything in Elsie's room. So
yeah.
Who knows? But
wow.
Josh really lost it last night. And then I proceeded to have the mental breakdown of all mental breakdowns. I don't think Josh has ever seen me cry so hard because last week my dad, who as I've mentioned before is a lover of Native American culture, is it slightly problematic at times? Yes, but he's 80 years old almost, so we give him some slack. He just loves the culture. He loves donating money to any tribe.
Let him have it. Let the 80-year-old man have it.
You know, what did my dad do when he was feeling sentimental about his daughter having a baby? Goes on pueblodirect.com and finds a local artisan that makes these clay figurines.
How sweet.
Clay figurines of a mother and baby. So this is the figurine.
Okay, guys.
I'll throw it up on the stories.
Yeah,
it's just a clay figurine.
The baby's head.
Yeah, it's
very cute.
It's very sweet.
Native American.
Josh decides that has brought a demon into our house last night. And I'm laughing so hard. You know, like I'm just like, you're joking, we're kidding. But he's like, because I put it in Elsie's room yesterday. Like it was in the breezeway it was in my car for 4 or 5 days. Then it was in the breezeway for about 3 days. And then yesterday I was like, oh, we'll put this. We have a shelf now.
We don't know that it's a demon, but it could have brought.
Well, Josh is like, this is going outside. I'm thinking we're doing a bit. Like I know that there's a hint of sincerity, but I also think we're doing a bit. Like this is just funny. No, like he actually threw it out there. And then
physically threw it?
And he's on FaceTime with his friend Matt, and he's like, okay, I'm going to go get it, Matt. You have to see this.
Of course he's not on FaceTime with his friend because he's never not doing anything for the show.
No.
If you follow him on Snapchat, it's quite entertaining.
He's a weirdo.
The star of the show.
He's the main character.
This is his main character year, and that's just facts.
Yeah. So then I realized you actually put it out in the yard. And I then think my dad's going to die. My dad's going to die.
Oh my.
And this is the last thing he ever gave me. And it was his tangible physical support of me as a mother. And now my husband threw it outside in the yard because he thought, like legitimately thought.
I can't believe he threw it. Like overhand?
Yes.
Like, get out of here, demon.
Yeah. And so I text him because he's been outside looking for this thing. And I'm like, hey, get off the phone with Matt. Come inside right now. He comes in, white as a ghost. I don't know why. Then I just start sobbing.
Well, he probably thought something was really up when you were like, get in here right now.
Oh, it turned out that he thought that the figurine had found its way back in the house.
Oh,
so he
my God.
Absolutely lost his mind, and I'm just sobbing. I'm like, this is the last thing my dad gave me. And like it's what happens when I've had a couple intrusive thoughts, like deeply intrusive, and like already I'm at my father's funeral knowing that we threw the last gift, and I'm just like, the guilt runs over me. Like my dad is already in the grave or cremated, we haven't decided yet, and it just wrecks me. I'm in the front yard. We find it. Head broke off. So I grab
He
it.
really threw it.
Yeah, he really threw it because he was really afraid. And so I bring it back in. I'm clutching it to my chest, and I'm just sobbing in this chair over this thing. And Josh is like, he's just like, I'm sorry. We were just laughing. I thought, and I'm like, this is a gift from my dad. This is from my dad. And that's all I could say. And my sister is probably horrified listening to this because she's just like, wow, you bitch.
Yeah.
But in the end, I did find the head. So we are going to be gluing it back together. But Josh has requested that it doesn't go in the baby's room. But I'm like, the ghost has been in the baby's room for months, on and off. And you're blaming it on this clay figurine that some man named John made from the Pueblo Nation.
Oh my gosh.
I think he's actually Navajo. But
really?
Yeah, PuebloDirect.com is kind of like Etsy for like Native American
That's
sellers.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm into that, actually.
Yeah. So
And he supported local.
he loves to do that. My dad is a man of many trinkets.
I can believe that. And this is the trinket of
And I'm like,
trinkets.
Josh was like, you don't think these people could curse things to unleash it on white people?
Oh,
I was
my
like,
God.
you need to take a long walk. Okay. I'm like, this isn't an artifact. This isn't an artifact we found.
He took it too far.
In a shallow grave.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm like, you need to, but like, when I tell you the anxiety, the fear in him was so real. Like he was shaking. Like he legitimately thought that this clay figurine brought a demon into our house.
Well, it's a classic we'll see.
Classic we'll see, but my bets are on Dorothy.
Okay. I can't believe a double duo running.
Right.
But I guess we could say that the spirit was the figurine and not Dorothy. We don't know.
Right.
But if we want to name her Dorothy, the previous owner of the home, that seems safer.
But the figurine has only been in our house for 3 days. And it wasn't even in Elsie's room on the time of the like leaving the lights on.
Okay.
It was on the porch. So, who knows? But all that to say, we're experiencing some light paranormal. And Josh will move us out. Josh is like, well, we're moving back in with Cher. And I was like, any excuse you can get to move back in with Cher, you'll use
sure
it.
He would jump at.
Like, we didn't like.
He sucks up to her so bad.
I know.
He's so funny.
He's a nightmare.
He cracks me up.
So that's.
Wait, also another Josh story that I feel like needs to be really, really recognized is the twin comment. On the phone with the client.
Oh.
Please tell a story. I'm still laughing about it. The fact that you put it on Snapchat, I feel like we're allowed to talk about it here, but it's one of the funniest fucking things I've ever heard.
Yeah. So I was upstairs with Josh and he gets a call from like, a consultant. And he's just like small talking. And I think this consultant is a twin. And I think his twin like is also in IT. So Josh was like, oh, you're a twin, Are you fraternal or maternal? And I look at him like, my hand goes over the mouth. And then he looks at me, he goes, or paternal? Paternal? And I'm like,
oh my God.
Identical. I was like, I married you. I let you impregnate me.
That is funny because that is something I would do in the heat of the moment too. Just small talking, kind of looking nervous.
Fraternal or paternal? Fraternal,
like,
maternal?
What did he think the difference? Like, it came from the mom or the father? What does that mean?
He didn't think about it. I'm telling you, for 1 second.
God, and he was dead ass.
I wish the man was on speakerphone.
How dead ass was he saying that?
He was really dead ass. But sometimes it's like, Josh, are you real? Because he will sometimes play weird pranks where it's like he just plays dumb.
That's just his humor, though.
I know, but I'm like, Josh, sometimes I really think that you're unintelligent. Like another thing that I'm not sure is a long con or not is like loofahs.
Yeah.
He told me, he's like, you're supposed to cut them and then use the individual sheets.
No.
And I was like, Josh, that's funny. Like,
yeah.
But no. But sure enough.
It's so funny because
sure enough.
Joe does similar stuff. And I'm like, just stop. And like, I don't know if it's a long con or I don't know if it's just you trying to be funny.
Like say it's like Winston from New Girl, like too small or too big.
Yep.
You go too small, too big. But sure enough, if you go into our bathroom and you see a loofah, it's been unfurled. And he'll take one at a time and use them as scrubbies. And
part of me believes that could be more sanitary if you were to throw away after every use.
Right. But you can also just buy the sheets of like.
Are you a loofah user?
No, I'm a bar soap user. I lather up my hands and I go at it. Well, I get weird about washcloths. I get weird about all that stuff because it's like.
So you
don't want to put them in your folds.
You don't want to put them in your folds. I use a silicone.
Yeah.
That I really like because what you can do is you can scrub it after the soap is in it. You could see it all come out.
Yeah.
And then it hangs and it dries really fast. It's not the best suds in the world.
Right.
Like a loofah is sudsy.
Yeah.
You know,
you love that.
I do.
Everybody loves that.
Yeah. I think I want to be just covered. Showers have really been my peace place lately.
Nice.
Yeah, I just look forward to it. If I need to just ground myself, I'm just hop my ass in the shower. I don't care if it's 2 times a day, 3 times a day. I will just go in there and just sit. It's just water. Something about water lately for me is just very calming.
Oh, I don't like being wet.
I've been looking at like if stuff pops up on the TV like a pool, I'm like, oof, that looks good. I gotta take my ass to the YMCA. Clearly,
it's right down the street, isn't it?
I know. Joe and I have been saying we're gonna sign up, and he's like, Jess, we missed the free sign up. It's $200. The Y is not inexpensive.
A month?
No, I think it's just for the year, but you have paid up front.
And then that's
I guess that's not bad, right?
No, that's not bad at all. If it's a year.
Yeah, maybe I didn't really understand what he said, but we missed the free sign up. But anywho, I'm taking my ass to the fucking pool.
I think our local one was like $60 for a family membership a month.
Oh, okay.
A month. But it's like we both pay $20 a month at Planet Fitness, and you don't get the pool and you don't get the
amenities.
So
yeah, that's all we have here though in the Worth. Like, I guess there was a gym and it closed, and there's a PF, but I don't really fuck with PF.
Really?
The colors are too distracting.
It's just like white in there with purple and yellow accents.
Not the one I went to in Cleveland Heights. It was just purple and yellow everything. I was like,
I went to Planet Fitness yesterday.
I saw you trying to walk the baby out.
Trying to walk.
Rach is due any minute, even though she believes that she really wants to stay in there.
We thought we were cooking with gas last Thursday and Friday.
We started the group Marco Polo.
Well, I was having contractions for 2 days, but they would go away. And they were real contractions. They weren't Braxton Hicks. I've been having Braxton Hicks for, probably over a month now. But I texted my doula and I described what I was feeling. And she's like, yeah, those are real contractions. But if you didn't know, guys, there's something called prodromal labor, which basically means they're real contractions, but they're not going anywhere. So because I would have them for on and off for 4 or 5 hour stretches. And then nothing. But my doula still thought it was positive because she's like, it means your body's preparing and prepping.
Yeah.
But Elsie's still in my rib cage. My ribs are bruised up here, almost certain. It hurts to touch. So she's still really high, which also doesn't really mean anything because some babies drop before labor, some don't. Some wait until you're there.
Are you currently having one?
I don't know. I can't. Sometimes it's I don't know if she's just pushing on me, on my pelvis, or what. We still don't know what position she's in. I'm just she's at where she's at this point. We were gonna go to one of those to one of those ultrasound places
just to see,
because it's I have to wait till Friday to get a scan when I'm 39 weeks pregnant.
Yeah,
she can come at any time, but I lost my mucus plug. So we thought we were really but crickets.
Yeah,
Crickets here. So I think she's just fucking with me.
Yeah.
But, and I don't mean, I mean this honestly, I don't mean any Pisces slander.
But but a Pisces is, I think, is elite. Aren't they like super emotionally aware, and are they super
emotional? I think you have to like do the work to be aware.
Oh, I thought they were just like emotionally in tune.
Like Meredith has 2 Pisces children. And they're intense because they just feel things so out loud and so in your face. Florence, her rising sign is a Leo.
Okay.
Which fits.
Mm-hmm.
Miles's rising sign is a Sagittarius. So it's just emotion on top of intensity.
Sick.
And he is so the sweetest kid, but I don't have Meredith's patience. So I think it would be really challenging for me to have a Pisces child because I would just be like, we're crying about this. And I don't want to be that because there's no wrong way to cry. There's no wrong way to feel.
No. And it's great that she's showing emotion.
And if you're a Pisces, I mean, no, my mom's a Pisces. We love, but I just think
it'd be difficult to raise a Pisces child as a Sag mother.
Yeah. So I would have to be a full 2 weeks. I would have to be like 42 weeks. I would be 14 days past.
Oh, wow.
To have a Pisces. But it's been done before. But I think I would entertain getting induced.
Because of that.
Like, yeah. I mean,
is that a choice you have?
Yeah. And this is something that's interesting that I'm finding because I'm as we know, I'm a part of that a weird baby due date group. And like I've said this before. I don't know if I said this on the pod or I've talked to you about like I love my OBGYN office because they're upfront with the fact that it's like you're going to get one of our 6 OBs. So we're going to have you see all the OBs because we can't promise that your specific OB is going to be on call.
And it's never the case. And I feel like that's smart. But because people get super bummed out when they're like,
yes,
like every movie is like, he's on vacation.
Right.
I'm just like, come on. It's just.
But the offices that have, you're seeing your one provider, that's when a lot of inductions are pushed because it's like, I'm on call for these 3 days. Do you want to be induced?
Right.
And if you choose to be induced, that's great. But you can also get induced and be in the hospital for a week.
Right.
Because your body's not ready.
Right.
There's a lot of things. So it's kind of frowned upon to do like a pushed induction. Like if you don't have high blood pressure, if you don't have any risk.
Yeah, if you're not high risk.
And if you're not even dilated or anything yet.
Mm-hmm. But
yeah, 39-week inductions are a thing, but they're not a thing with our practice because they already set the expectation that like.
Because it doesn't matter who your OB is. Like, if that's not the issue, then what is? You know,
I think I just really magically lucked out with this practice, like off the jump, because I think it is hard when you're like attaching your birthing experience to a certain practitioner.
Sure.
Versus like they've encouraged doulas from the beginning. I have a midwife, like I have, my nurse practitioner who I will continue to see like when I'm not pregnant.
Right.
Like it's a team atmosphere there that I really appreciate. So I just think that's the difference that I'm finding because there's a bunch of people in this February babies group that I'm in that just like are like, my doctor's been pushing an induction and like all this stuff. And, and then there's some people that are like, my doctor won't induce me, but they're going on vacation. And it's like, guys, you just
gotta roll with it.
Also, it's like your doctor isn't the one holding your hand throughout your 12 hours of labor.
They come when to pull it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. To kind of oversee, but everyone else is doing the heavy lifting, literally. But like, right? It's like.
Yeah. And I feel like unless I'm getting a cesarean, I don't actually care if there's a doctor to catch my baby.
Yeah.
Anybody got hands? Got hands?
Dude.
Bring it on. Bring it on.
Catch them.
I'm just hoping I can labor in that tub.
Yeah. That'd be nice. Speaking of water, that sounds great.
Yeah. That's going to be great. You're going to just be in there.
Wade in the water.
I'm excited for that. So I'm hoping. I'm hopeful. When are you going to come? It's Josh's birthday on Saturday. So
that would be cool.
he would love a birthday twin. But I, because I'm an asshole, don't want her to be born on Josh's birthday because his dad is like, I've had a vision.
You don't want to.
You know what I mean?
You don't want
He's
him to be
like,
right about it.
I don't want him to be right about it. God, no.
No.
God
we
forbid.
Would never.
I'm like, and she could have her own life, her own birthday.
Yeah. Sharing birthdays is tough.
Yeah.
Not that I even
I would have, well, I wanted it. I would have loved a birthday twin because then I would just be able to awkward moonwalk away from my birthday forever.
Yeah.
Be like,
I don't feel that way. My Virgo ass is like, that's mine.
Yeah.
I love birthdays. You know me.
I know you, Jess. You love birthdays.
I do. I love birthdays. I love celebrating my birthday. It doesn't have to be all about me, but I don't mind the extra attention, the extra words of encouragement, and like, I appreciate you. It's nice to hear. You don't get to hear that every day, but you do hear it on your birthday.
You're right.
You know?
I'm just like, I don't respond to texts.
I know. Keeps morale high for me in my life.
But we were sipping on my labor tea, my raspberry leaf tea. We are walking. We're doing what we can to get this baby ready to come out of me.
Elsie, we're ready when you are.
Yeah, ready
sister.
when you are.
Waiting on you. No pressure, but
I'm just like, it can't be that exciting in there.
It's cozy. It's familiar.
Let me show you how cozy it can be out here. Girl.
Yeah, right on this chest, bitch.
Yeah. There's milk out here.
Yeah.
We hope. I could go on and on about baby stuff, but we shall move on
to our fucking anniversary episode.
Happy anniversary, 2 years.
Woo! It feels like longer.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. But 2 years, holy shit.
I know.
How much has changed in 2 years?
And I did look. It is our 83rd episode. Wish it was a little bit more round. Wish we could have gotten to 90 or even 85. But
yeah, well,
no. 83rd, 83 episodes.
Wow. When we hit 100, we should do something fun.
Yeah, we should. We should do the count. I'll calculate when we'll get there.
Yeah.
But
2 years. Thanks for sticking with us.
So we're gonna just kind of reflect. Some of you guys submitted your favorite moments. And yeah, we're gonna read them and hope that it's entertaining.
I hope that we can reminisce a bit.
Yeah, I wish we had balloons. I wish we had something, but
life is just it is.
We showed up.
We showed up.
We showed up. We're on the white couch. Which, Jess, did you see a lot of people's comments?
Everyone's comments was, you can't get those because the dog hair will show up, and I completely agree.
Not everyone's comments. I think it was about 80-20 in support of you returning the white.
I'm keeping the damn white, and that's my final say, because I bought green dining room chairs over there. You see them?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Covered. I mean, any speck of anything is just on there. So I'm gonna fuck with the white. Honestly, guys, I'm gonna keep it and see what happens. I just need to bring the color elsewhere.
Yeah, because we also have white poof, white chair, other white chair.
Those are mismatchy. This whole house is an absolute shit show right now. It's gotten worse because we got boxes. We've got stuff ordered. My dining room table's over here in a box.
It'll
Tools.
It'll be good when it's good.
It'll be good when it's good, and I just need to figure it out. We need to add the pops of color. I'm working with some people, okay?
Working with some people.
People reached out to help. Yes.
Good.
Yes. So I'm very, very grateful. And so we'll be getting it together.
You'll be getting the vibes down.
Most importantly, yes.
Yeah, vibes down pat.
That's what I need, because my space is important. And I think this is really contributing to a lot of anxiety for me. But
yeah, I felt that way.
Yeah, and I'm almost just like letting it go too, because it's too much for me to handle, and that doesn't feel good.
That's how I feel about our bedroom. I'm just like, I hate it there.
I hate it there.
I just like, it's the white walls, but like none of the other furniture go with white walls.
Yes.
I just need to turn it into a dungeon. Like just paint it dark, get that vibe. But that won't happen.
I know.
That will never happen. We're just going to leave
it
white, because I'm sure the next people that buy it will appreciate the white walls.
Yeah. I hope
the blank
so.
slate.
Yeah.
Pre-primed, if anything.
Right.
There
you go. You're welcome. Thank me later.
I thought about you, next buyer.
Yeah. You're welcome.
All right. Just trying to get a little more.
These deep couches are
They're hard.
Not for full-term pregnant women. They're not.
We are full term. We are full term.
Full term.
Oh
my gosh.
It feels like it. Man, me powering through that mile. I have not walked a mile. Like, I mean, I have at like weddings and like.
They're not really focusing and doing it all at one time.
No, it's very clear that our block is not a mile. Our block is like.
Yeah. Halfy.
Third.
Yeah.
If that. Because I was like, oof, oof, oof. I'm like holding my belly up trying to.
Ooh. You should have wore the band.
I have not found that it helps me.
Real okay.
But I also didn't like buy a bunch. It was like I was gifted some, and like there's a couple different kinds you can. And I'm like,
yeah.
I was just like, you're spending money on so much shit. Like I try not to buy money. Like at this point, it's like I'm trying to like if I'm buying maternity clothes, I want them to be like maternity and postpartum clothes.
Right.
Like there better be some breastfeeding
useful
holes or something.
Can use more than once.
Yes.
Totally practical. Totally understand that.
It really is. But I love my maternity leggings. I've got some bralettes that I've been liking, but we shall see. Like that's one thing. It's like I'm not buying any breastfeeding bras yet. Like the bralettes I have are, but they're not they're not clamps. They're just loosey. Because I'm like, one, don't know if I'll be able to breastfeed. So I'm not going to buy a bunch of fucking breastfeeding bras. If for whatever reason that chip falls. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay.
Cool.
Anyway, I'm tired now. But we are getting to the meat, the anniversary.
Hey, guess what? I'm getting a fucking washer and dryer today.
Hot dog.
Okay, I'm telling you, that is life's simplest pleasure that we've been going without. And it is.
Yeah.
I just have to get it off my chest.
Yeah, it'll be good.
We literally just went into the scratch and dent place and I said, this one, this one. I really don't give a shit.
They're delivering.
They're not.
No, you're getting.
So stay tuned for Joe and I's episode coming up here soon because
part 2 of the U-Haul?
Part 2 of carrying heavy things into a house. It'll be Chris, Joe's cousin, his brother Jeremy, and Joe.
Yeah.
Getting a dolly, getting a strap.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine because they have to go up the stairs.
Yeah, which are right there.
Yeah. What happened?
Just, she's hurting. She's huge. She's huge inside of my body.
Well, it's crazy
and it's
to
just,
think.
Any way she moves, she's hitting a rib or she's hitting my pelvis. She's hitting my bladder.
She's ready to come out.
Or she's ready to just keep terrorizing me. And that's how it is.
That's motherhood. That's showbiz,
that's
baby.
Motherhood, baby.
That's showbiz, baby. Okay, the meat, guys. We're just gonna. You guys gave us some of your favorite memories, episodes, funny things, and we're gonna read through them. We haven't looked at them, have you?
I've looked at a couple, and a couple people have mentioned their favorite story from Jess. Jess, you got a lot of good stories.
I think that is the reason I agreed to the podcast.
Yeah,
because we know I hate my voice. We know that. I mean, I'm wise at times.
Yeah,
but like a lot of funny shit does happen to me, and the delivery of the storytelling, I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I enjoy it. What story was it?
It's the you peeing your pants at the wedding.
I hope so. I hope that reached the right audience.
It did. It hit in, it's leaving
because
the Spanx
guys,
in the woods.
It was bad.
And I have to wonder, did you have any close calls this year? Any added wedding horror stories?
I think I learned my lesson. And I think like where I was at back then was like so focused, like laser focused to my clients and like this last year.
Now you don't care.
No, it's like, it wasn't that serious, like I'm more confident. I know what I had, it just was like, I could relax a little bit. And then I think I was just like learned from my mistakes, like pee when you have a second. And, yeah, even though it is just like the yellowest pee you'll ever have. Isn't wedding day pee just ruthless.
Yeah, it is.
Because you don't drink any water. You try. You're like, I'm bringing this. This has to be gone by the end of the day.
I mean, I was better this year, especially because I was like visibly pregnant.
Right.
During
So
like busy season. So people knew like, hey, she's taking a rest.
Yeah.
She's taking a breather. I'm like,
dude, you want to know what's funny is that my second shooter who shot that wedding with me messaged me after the pod came out and he's like, no fucking way that happened. My friend Negley, shout out Negley. He shot that wedding with me and I never told him that it happened, but I drove home and he was living a few hours away at the time. So I offered him to stay over my house because he helped me out. I was like, yeah, you don't have to drive home. And, you know, sure as shit, we drove home in my pee dress, you know, like no underwear.
None the wiser.
I was just commando driving home. And
the way I would be chafing so bad if I had damp under thighs.
It was the end of the night. So I was very lucky.
Oh my God.
Guys, yeah, I think that was scary. That one in the period. Blood everywhere.
Oh yeah, you did have that story this year.
Those two felt the same to me. So like that was this year's or this last year's pee story because it was. When I say it was like this close to on my gear, I'm just like, not the new R5. Like,
no,
please don't tarnish the new R5.
Not a blood ritual for the R5.
No, it was bad. I really thought I'm like, I have to go to fucking Target around here and get something new. But good. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. I'm sure there'll be more to come with peeing my pants. It's not the end.
No, it is not the end.
No. Honestly, if I have a baby, I'm sure that
we're all gonna be peeing our pants.
Yeah, well, here's to it.
Yeah, we should probably just go ahead and buy some pads, some pee pads.
I'm ashamed. Who cares? We wear fucking pads and tampons. Like, what's a little added for incontinence? Who cares?
Hey, if you
I ain't too good for it.
You get pregnant and you get that pregnancy whop, you'll be in for it. You'll be in for it. Okay?
I don't want that.
It's not fun. And it doesn't help with sex.
Yeah, I see. Too wet. Okay.
Yeah,
I saw
it's
this.
not necessarily too wet, it's just different sensations.
Okay.
Different excretions.
I saw this one ad where this like pregnant girl's wearing like a all gray tight jumpsuit. I'm like, nobody's pregnant pussy would be able to withstand a gray suit like that.
No, it's like, are you getting waxed? Or are you not wearing underwear with it? Like, what's your situation?
No shot that there would be no. I'm sorry if that's.
This is a hot topic. I'm a thong girl. Like, I wear thong. Like,
rage.
Like with
leggings.
Okay.
Are you
because my ass is huge and will swallow underwear if I'm wearing like leggings, tight jeans, like anything. So I save myself the hassle.
That's
just pre-wedge. And
that's understandable.
I don't get like lacy ones. They're the like seamless ones.
I got you.
But this pregnancy, I think I've worn a thong twice. And that was because I was out of underwear.
Well, because you're wearing pads.
Yeah, so
for the WAP. The WAP probs.
The WAP probs. Pregnancy WAP.
Oh my gosh.
And Jess, I'm sure you deleted this memory from your mind if you had any sense, but
what?
When Pickle licked Joe's asshole during sexual intercourse.
You guys, and it hasn't ended.
Her interest in Joe's asshole?
Yeah, there was an incident the other day.
No.
Where he was getting out of the shower and he's changing, took his towel off, and Pickle got curious about the other side. Not the butt, but use your memory. Use your knowledge.
Pickle?
Pickle wanted to sniff and lick the pickle. Ooh. And Joe said, That's it. We gotta kick her out. It was so bad.
Kick her out of the house.
What is up with her? She's ballsy. She's so no pun intended.
Hey.
No pun intended. Yeah, I don't. That was bad, guys. People did enjoy that. That was real.
Last night, Josh told me he was talking. He's like, Matt's mad at me. I'm like, why? Matt is his lover from work. And I was like, why is Matt mad at you? He goes, I squeezed his pickle at lunch. And I was like, Josh, you can't be going around squeezing people's penises. That is so rude and weird. Stop doing that. He's like
literally.
Rachel, I literal pickle I squeezed at work.
Oh my God.
And I was like, okay, good. But I really thought.
Because guys be doing that. What is up with that?
Repressed.
It is.
Homoerotic fantasies.
It is. I believe the same thing. I believe the same thing because you guys are just like touching people's dicks, but you're like, that's
no homo.
No homo. It's so true.
No homo.
But in your guys' case, a little bit of homo, and that's okay.
I remember someone else wrote, maybe this was a different, I'm dying. But anyway, someone brought up our blue balls.
Wait,
speaking
what was
of
that
dumb
about?
shit men do, just how boys in high school had us really convinced that like
guys,
if they got horny and they didn't ejaculate, they were going to die.
No, they had me convinced. I can remember one guy in particular. He made me feel so bad about it. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just go down on you.
Welcome to me every time I've had sex with a man.
The fact that they were like, come on, stop.
Mm-mm.
God, they really bamboozled us. That is toxic masculinity at its finest.
They really did.
Wow. Yeah, it ain't real, guys. I'm sure we already know, but how they had me so convinced. I look back and I feel bad for Jess being like, oh, people pleasing.
Oh my God.
Dick pleasing.
Dick pleasing.
Dick pleasing. I'm a dick pleasing.
Is that what they called you?
No.
Dick pleasing Jessica.
Come here.
Captain of the cheer squad.
Oh, Miss Blue Devil. Dick pleaser. I had one
Miss
boyfriend.
Blue Devil made him some red devils, if you know what I mean.
Oh my God. I had one boyfriend all through high school. So
he was
the one dick pleaser.
All right. Boo. Someone said that they knew I was pregnant an episode before we announced it because I was short of breath.
Shout out to you.
Shout out to you. I hope you've enjoyed all of my out of breathness, especially since these new mics really pick up every.
Yeah, pardon the sniffles in this episode. I'm down with the sickness, not the sickness. A little bit of a cold, a little bit of a.
I mean,
midwinter.
What I say is like my sinuses or anything get all weird, especially in Ohio when it's like 60 degrees. Mm-hmm. Now it's 15 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my body's just like,
yeah,
but I can still breathe.
Yeah, I was up last night from like 3 to 6 a.m.
Yeah,
and I watched that new Disney movie, Strange World.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was okay. Nothing to write home about, but nothing worse than I hate waking up in the middle of the night not being able to go back to sleep. I'm sure nobody fucking loves that, but I'm just like, you get in your head. You're like, I'm not going back to bed.
The thing that really boggles my mind is how I have been waking up 3 to 4 times a night to pee. I do not hydrate in between peeing sessions. You know, I get up, I go to the bathroom. Maybe I'll wet my whistle if I'm real parched, but I'm not drinking water.
Because there's pressure.
When I tell you, I have a full fucking bladder 4 times a night. Full, like, just racehorse pee. I'm like, where is this coming from?
That's weird.
Am I just like a camel all day? Because I don't pee like that during the day. Like I pee
chugging
frequently.
Water all day?
Well, you need to be. I have to have 4 to 5 of these a day.
And you do religiously?
Yeah. I'm a beverage girly, at my very least. But like sometimes it's like, you know, I just had a cup of tea. Like sometimes I'll do some wiggle around.
Okay, so it's not strictly water.
No. Yeah. And I have labor tea juice too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to really tone my uterus, get it in a good position.
Yeah.
To push a human out of my body.
There were 2 people that says, anytime y'all go in for Rise Up. It's a tangent, and I love it. Feels like a pod fam inside joke. And then someone said, compilation of y'all telling different gangs to rise up would have me rolling.
Yes.
Well, we would always say different things. Like,
well, I know if I were to be the captain of any Rise Up crew, it would be the green bean casserole crew.
Yeah, that's right.
BBC crew, rise up. Rise up. We are the elite.
No, it's mix everything up, gang. Right.
Mixing it
mixing it up.
When I tell you, when I think about the way you describe how you eat your Thanksgiving plate, I can't do it without saying, just be mixing that plate.
I know.
It lives in my head rent free.
Same, because I edited that TikTok and I remember just listening to it.
Mixing.
I feel like that's an Ariana Grande reference.
Get it.
Yeah, that's what I think I kind of pulled it from.
Live it. You make it say, oh.
That sounds good right now, actually. Thanksgiving mixing and bowl. Mixing it.
Jess, let me tell you, when you get a rotis, do yourself a favor, get yourself a little packet of instant gravy, get yourself some Bob Evans mashed potatoes.
Why don't I just get a famous bowl? Do you think it would do?
I got KFC the other day for the first time since 2013. I got chicken tenders and a side of mashed potatoes and gravy.
Yeah.
Wasn't that great?
Wasn't impressed.
No.
Does Josh love KFC? Because Joe loves KFC. And I think it's a guy thing. Like it's like on their radar.
I don't know. Josh, the funniest shit, I wish we didn't stop recording after last week.
I didn't know if you wanted to share
this.
The
funniest shit of my life, of our life, is... So Josh, I mean, he's fine with his shit being put on blast. I mean, at least this stuff. Like, he has a little issue. I mean, as we know, he's got fatty liver disease.
FLD, baby.
Crew, rise up. FLD crew,
gang, rise up. FLD. Okay, so...
But I also feel like FLD would just... sounds like fat little dick or something.
It's not.
Chode crew, rise up.
Chode crew, rise up. Ain't nothing wrong with them Jones, okay?
But I check Josh's location like a stalker. Especially when he's leaving places.
Okay, also,
I got a bit of anxiety. The anxiety goes both ways.
There are location girlies, and we have an appearance here. Pickle.
I love you, Pickle.
She wants to get up here, and she can. But, yeah, there's location girlies, and then there's people who don't.
Yeah.
But the location checkers out there, I mean, they're serious.
Yeah.
Like, they'll do it to all their friends. Kim, for instance, she's not afraid to admit that she will check all of our locations.
Yep.
Like all day.
I don't do it to really anybody but Josh. And then if Madison doesn't answer my calls, I'm like, where's she at? What's she doing?
You be snooping.
But I don't snoop unprompted. Only if someone doesn't answer my
stuff.
Oh,
okay. Anywho, so we called.
You
go to check his location.
And I see where he's at.
And he's at nothing other than Mickey fucking D's,
McDonald's
guys.
drive-thru.
And he has FLD and he's trying to get it down. So that was the concern.
Yeah, I was just like,
hey.
Well, no. And my concern isn't that, because Josh's health is his responsibility. If he's starving after work and there's no shame in having McDonald's if you're starving and you need food and it's an ASAP situation. But call your pregnant wife and let her know so she can give you her order so you can bring it home for her to eat. Don't leave me out of it. That's my point.
Right.
He screens my call. As you were there, you saw it, and I was like, he's ordering. He's in the Mickey.
The best part is how it unfolded. Rachel's like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, on my way home. And he's just so vague, but he's not wrong, right?
Yeah,
so he's like, I'm on my way home.
This is how he gets through with stuff.
And it's like half truths, because then you can get away with the lie. And so Rach is like, I know where you're at. He's like, well, what? Can't a guy get a large fry? He's like, my God, what are you stalking me? And it was so funny how it unfolded. And he was like, what do you want from me? And it was so funny, because if I called Joe out like this, he'd be like, why? I feel like he would get immediate defensiveness.
Like mad. But Josh just because he knows it's not that serious to me. I'm like, Josh really has an issue with lying for no reason. And the only way it manifests now is sneaking fast food. Mm-hmm. And it's shame eating. It's a real problem. It's something that he needs to work on with a nutritionist. And it's a clinical issue. And I choose to be just going the opposite way of if you want to eat fast food, because me encouraging the shame Yeah. Like, why are you doing that?
Well, no, well, we can't. Yeah, we can't shame you for it. But
I can shame you for forgetting about your pregnant wife and not getting me.
That we can't do.
Not ordering me food.
But it was so funny, and we were sitting there, we're all laughing out, and like he knows I'm on the call, and like we're just laughing about it, and she's like, "You didn't even think of me, whatever." And it's light, it's fun, and I said, "No shot, you didn't get a fucking double cheeseburger." He's like, "What do you mean, Jess? Of course I had to get the double cheeseburger." He's like, "What do you think I am, a psychopath?" And I'm like, "And you had to get a large Coke, and there's no way you did." He's like, "Of course, Jess." And it was so funny because I'm like, I know that fucking order, and. Oh my gosh. And so it was just so funny that it just like kept unfolding. And then Rachel's like, "Why are you lying?" He's like, "I didn't lie. I just didn't tell you the whole truth."
And he knows that goes nowhere with me. Because I'm just like, withholding is lying.
And
always with the fast food.
I know. He Snapchatted me. He said, "Shame burger." And he was eating it. He is fucking hilarious.
It's this like self-deprecation.
I just loved his willingness to like play along with it, and I just thought that was really funny, and I enjoyed it.
There have been moments like in our relationship where like that really would have made me mad, like the line, like, and because it can, but like I know specifically like Josh's withholding is specific about food.
Yeah.
And hiding food, and I understand where it comes from with his childhood trauma. Like I understand that food plays a huge role in comfort. Like things like I can relate to.
For sure.
And I just try to be a safe space for him to like, when you want to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, let's just go get Taco Bell. Because if you don't and we aren't open about it, you're going to sneak it for a week.
Yeah. It's so funny.
And you're going to get sick of yourself, and you're going to feel like shit, and you're going to be like, I got to make a change. And I'm like, we need to break that fucking cycle. Like now, because I don't want my daughter seeing you hide food.
Yeah. It's just not a healthy environment.
No.
And it's funny because we're living the same life, because Joe did the exact same thing. And he always refers to it as the Wendy's conversation, because I am better with conflict, especially when it comes to Joe. But at first it was something like the first big lie I caught him in, because like he was coming home.
It's like the unnecessary lie.
It's so unnecessary. I don't care, but it's his shame. It's not us being like, "What, you get Wendy's?" Like, I'm not calling him out on that. I was calling him out on him not telling me that he ate the Wendy's and came home and ate a meal and pretended to be hungry. I'm like, that is just not good for anybody. It's definitely not good. You're just overeating for the sake of covering up the food that you already ate. It's like not that serious, So I was like, hey, and I was like real fucking serious about it. I was like, I found a Wendy's receipt, and you told me that you didn't, and he was just like, he's like, I thought we were breaking up. He was like, I just like didn't know how to approach it, but I'm like, it's not a big deal. I'm not shaming you for it, but like, why would you hide it? Why would you hide it? You know? And of course he's just like, well, I'm embarrassed. Like, I don't want to be a guy who eats fast food. You deserve this person. I'm like, that's not how it works, dude. It's like, people are allowed to eat fast food. If that's something that you want, go get it. But food he's like,
doesn't say anything about your worth. And I think that's just the diet culture and everything we get caught up in. And like in the end, it's like, it's unhelpful to demonize fast food for any reason.
It's funny because I was telling you I have pretty disordered eating, and the fact that like McDonald's is like a no place for me.
But there are supersize me. I was thinking about that after you said it. I'm like, McDonald's got a lot of flack.
It could be like the one that like I just couldn't go in. Like I had a really hard time for years to go through fast food drive-through at all, because it was just like a no food. And I said to Rach, I was thinking of like the feeling I would feel sitting in the line, and it would be embarrassed. It'd be like shameful, embarrassed, like I shouldn't be doing this. There's healthier choices I can make. But I've been healing that for a few years now, which is good. But McDonald's was like the one. But I have like pretty disordered eating, and that was like my yo-yo dieting through the years, and shame I'm like, I have my own shame around fast food, but it's me. It's like not other people. But.
And I think there's a lot I can say about that. Like, obviously, it's finding moderation with all things in your life,
which
finding
is like
balance,
so
finding
difficult though for people, which is why so many people have disordered eating.
Right. Well, it's why like finding balance and even being able to like have fast food or these quote unquote bad things can be hard, is because you're taught that like any is bad.
Right.
Any is bad, and it's slippery slope, and you're letting yourself go.
Like a no
when
food.
Really, it's like
it's a no. It's just like it's not. It's all or not. Well, that was me. It's like an all or nothing.
Right.
That's how all diets have been for me. It's like there's no moderation for.
Which is not healthy.
No, it's not. And I feel like I'm the healthiest now that I'm just allowing myself to eat this stuff, but within moderation. And like, I can feel that when I eat certain foods, I feel better.
Yeah.
So if you're not feeling well, like just go towards those foods. They're going to fuel you. And like really understanding and feeling that, which has been awesome. Something
that helped me was when I realized that like, you know, like when I was really deep in my eating disorder, and, you know, instead of pizza, I would have like sliced zucchini with like cheese and pepperoni.
Girl, I was that girl too in college. I did those.
But you know, it never satisfied or satiated the pizza craving. So I would then either like cave and like eat an entire Marco's pizza or exactly. So it's like, give yourself permission to enjoy what you want, because completely taking it away doesn't help. Or like trying to find these different alternatives, which, you know, diet culture has done. You know, it's why there's a million different diet desserts, which are just packed with more preservatives and weird shit. It's like just make yourself a chocolate cake, babe.
Yeah. Someone, I think it was like my sister who told me that, Britt, and she was just like, just eat it. Like if you're craving it, eat it. There's a reason you're craving it. So just, you know, feed the craving and move on. Like, and don't feel bad about it. It's just like,
the more time you spend thinking about food, the less healthy of a relationship you have with it.
Correct. If you're
in both ways.
There's days I would spend about like, when's my next meal, planning it out, because like I was starving. I was hungry.
Right.
And so it was like, I'm looking forward to that next meal. And that was not healthy at all. So it's like, I eat what I want when I want.
Right.
When I'm craving something, I get it. And like I said, it's about how food is making me feel. That's like the intuitive eating part of it. It's like, and just knowing more about foods, which is fun, you know, like this gives you energy. This will help clear your skin up. You know, I find that stuff interesting. So.
And it's such a long journey. Like I was like talking to Josh about it, because it's like, you know, he wants to try, you know, intermittent fasting. He likes to do all this shit. Like where I was when I was 18, he's discovering at the age of 29, 30 years old, right? Yeah. And I say, you know, I set my boundaries of like, I don't want to talk about it out loud. I don't want to be encouraged. I'm like, because in the end, Josh, you're going to get to balance, because that's where hopefully all of us lead. It's to a place of like healthy, well-rounded living. I'm like, because are you telling me we're not going to take our daughter out for ice cream?
Right.
Are you telling me
you're not on a diet or something?
Yeah. Like, no, we're not doing that. I was like, so I believe and I trust that like you're going to get to a place of like balance, you know, like where you're not thinking about food constantly or tracking calories or just saying fuck it and then letting your whole mind be surrounded by like a binge. And like, I'm like, we're going to find the balance, because that's where this road leads.
Right.
But you can't force anyone to like be where you're at.
No.
And I think that's hard, like with friendship, when anybody's going through anything and you just wish you could like shake them and be like, stop dating this guy, or, you know, stop, you know, contributing to diet culture, you know, whatever it is. It's like, you have to let the people you love sit through their own struggle. And that doesn't say anything about me, you know? It's like,
it's just, it's hard to witness it, right? And watch it, but all you can do is model. I'm just speaking like in my relationship, you know, with Joe, it's like model, but also like can't be triggered by the stuff that goes on with him, because I can't, you know, I'm in a different journey. I'm eating what I want. You want to go straight health? That's on you, dude, you know, but he has to figure it out on his own. These people have to figure it out, and it's not your responsibility to, because I can do that. My my codependency would meal prep for him if he's like all in. I'm like, okay, I want you to get healthy, you know, I want this to start, but like that's really triggering for me. Right. So no, it's not my responsibility either. So let go and let Joe.
Let go and let Joe. Let go and let Josh. You gotta let them do what they're gonna do.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. If my dad doesn't stop checking in on me to see if I've given birth, I'm gonna lose.
Well, it was a close call there. Right. You know, I think everyone thought it was happening in days. Like I for sure did.
I know. It's like, I will let you know. Well, he's like, everything good?
It probably feels good from your breakdown last night. You know, like he's.
Yeah, I know.
He's alive and well.
And he's going out of town. My dad is going out of town for a couple weeks. So he won't, unless I give birth tomorrow or before Saturday morning.
I'm not sure what O-Dog wants here.
Olive.
She's never been this needy?
Never. I remember when you were a puppy girl.
Yeah, she was bad. She's bad. Filming a funeral. That is up there.
I would do it again. I would do it again for a check.
You would. Who wouldn't?
It was not that bad.
That is crazy to me. That still really shocks me. Like, what'd you guys zoom in on the casket?
I mean, it wasn't an open wake. It was a Catholic mass, funeral mass. We just had the angles we needed to get.
Great. That was a great memory, though.
I mean it. I would do it again if I could just moonlight. You know, midweek doing a couple funies.
A funie, boy.
A funie or two.
A funie. You know, anything that just requires just a point and shoot.
No creative brand work.
No, there isn't though. Just get it. Get what you need to get.
Because that's what's really been killing me is I'm working on this film that I'm so excited about, and I want to get it done before Elsie gets here. But I've got about 1 good hour a day of like creativity, and it's when I wake up because I'll spend time thinking about it. Like I'm on a good roll, but we've been working on this film for about 3 weeks, and it is not where I want it to be.
I'll get there.
But I can't rush the creative code genius.
No, you can't.
I just let it go. I'm like,
people appreciate it no matter what.
I know. But it's just, you don't like making people wait.
No, I know. I know you don't.
Yeah.
Some people are a little more comfortable with it. Not me.
Not anybody I know.
Not me. I mean, I'm trying. Oh my God, Jess's life-ending butt pimple. Oh,
that really.
The delivery.
I remember where I was in the car when I was listening to that story.
The delivery of the story is so good. I listen back, I'm like, wow, that was Jess at her best. But I'm telling you, that story was life-ending. That was what I thought was cancer. Okay, I thought that was really going to take my life, and. The fact when I just showed people too, I remember like flashing it to my friends in the basement.
And you're flashing people's assist.
Yeah.
Assist.
Yeah. But like none of my friends even helped me out with it. They were like, like
you did not. You weren't part of like pimple popping.
Wasn't. I mean, I was in high school. You know, that shit wasn't out yet. I didn't really know.
I remember like me and my friend Kristen were obsessed with pimple popping, and this is like when our phones were basically like dial up data.
Yeah.
And I remember like Kristen pulling up a pimple popping video on her like
on
LG,
YouTube.
Yeah, just watching a violent pimple popping video in the bathroom.
That probably cost you $35 for that video.
Worth it.
Oh my God. Yeah, when it popped at Dance Marathon, that was the kicker. All over my Sophie shorts, running down my leg.
Ooh.
Ugh. Just the grinding is the friction is what really popped it, which is just, you can't make that up. My sleeves were like rolled up, you know what I mean?
Of course they were. Yeah.
Maybe they had a hair tie.
Ribbon.
I had to have.
Yeah, we loved the ribbon.
I probably had the braids that you had in, something like that, you know?
Some French braids.
Something
different. We're keeping it braided for labor, everybody.
Yeah, she's decided on her labor hairstyle, and she is just rocking
because here's my thought, you know? If I have my hair braided, then I can take it out of the braids, put it in a headband. So, like, if I want to take any cute pictures,
Yeah. It's smart. It was a smart choice. Anywho. Thank you for the butt pimple. Reliving.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you for always being open and honest.
Yeah.
From peeing your pants.
Anything embarrassing happening to me, it will be on the pod. And or Joe if I run it by him.
Yeah, absolutely.
But with me, you can count on it.
Yeah.
Anything really.
Bet on it.
You can bet on it. I'll put it out here for you guys. I'm here for your entertainment. It's the emotional stuff that I'm having a hard time putting out on the pod. But anything embarrassing that has to do with just me, absolutely. I'm all yours.
Guys, let me just say, once Jess is ready to talk about this stuff, it'll be great.
Grab an alcoholic beverage or it's coffee or tea if you're sober, and let's just chat.
Yeah.
It'll be a dooze. I mean, really, it will. And I'm excited to share it when I'm ready to share it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been learning a lot. Learning, growing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's healing, there's learning, there's
twists, there's turns.
There's devastation, there's tears. It's all of it. But we will come out on the other side to share.
Yeah.
But for now, sorry for the wait.
Some of the stuff that I think is crazy is that people brought up like old, like there are people that are still cycling through our older episodes.
Divorce
all
episode.
83. My divorce episode, someone talked about which like I haven't listened to since it came out, which was one of our first.
So that's like
one of our first 10 episodes. Probably.
It was because we were going straight into it, but like that feels like Toad vibes feels like 5 years ago.
Yeah,
just because just like how we looked and the how many spaces we've gone
occupied.
To, yeah, with the podcast, and it just.
But this person said that Rach's speech about regretting to not love herself sooner and not valuing her own opinions. Mm-hmm. When people would ask me, like, do you have any regrets? Like, do you regret anything from the divorce or from... What was that?
Wow. Has an attitude.
Yeah. I love the attitude. Cors Allen has that attitude. She's so majestic. I just love her. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, when people would ask me, like, do you have any regrets, you know, obviously about like getting married young or, you know, whatever. And it's just, yeah, when you think back on yourself in the times where like you were struggling, you think like, did I give myself any grace or patience or, you know, did I really understand myself at all? And I just, you know, I say this all the time. I just remember that the thought on repeat was just like, what you want doesn't matter. What you want doesn't matter. Like that was on repeat in my head. I can't say it enough for 5 years.
That's
just
wild.
The continuous, whenever I'd get in an argument, whenever I'd think something, whenever I'd have a feeling, it was just suppressing. Like what you want doesn't matter. What you want doesn't matter. What you want doesn't matter. Because a lot of it was like, you know, you're a wife, like this is about him, or, you know, like it's all for the, you know, all in pursuit of the glory of God, and like what you want doesn't matter. Like it was so big.
Yeah.
Because in order to like believe what I believed, you have to make yourself so small.
Right.
To fit into that narrative of like the perfect wife or the godly wife or like whatever that was. And glad I'm out of it.
It's crazy to think back on, right? Because of what when we first became friends, of how sure of yourself I thought you were.
Yeah.
And it's hard to hear because it's like I had this like different version, and then when, you know, you were going through the divorce was when like all of that came out. Like was just like bubbled to the surface because you couldn't hold it in any longer. So it's just,
well, different people knew a different version of me.
Right. Like what I came into was like,
well, that was the thing, like
cool photography girl who is married from someone who lives in the UK. Like totally cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally cool.
Yeah. And you're like, let's meet at this vegan spot and we're not going to drink alcohol. And I was like, well, it was not like a known thing, but I was like, I'd be ripping drinks by now.
Did we not have any alcohol?
I don't think so.
Or maybe I got a beer. We probably had beer. I don't know if you did, an anti-drinker. I worked at a brewery at the time.
No, not at that time.
Really?
No. Hop Tree was like
Oh, that's that fall.
That's when you got barley. That's when you were like...
No. Hop Tree was as soon as we moved back to Ohio from Oregon. So yeah, I was working at Hop Tree. It's always, I paid the bills because our wedding season was so slow.
Really? I don't think so, Rach.
I know when I worked there. It started in May, like that time. I probably just started working there, so I probably wasn't big into beer yet.
Okay.
But who knows? I wasn't not drinking.
No, I know, but I felt like it was just like it was a pure friend hangout where we got dinner and got ice cream after, like two little cutie girls.
We were cutie girls.
And you were like, I want to be your best friend. And I'm like, me too. Teach me everything you know. We both had
cute bangs too.
We did. But just, yeah. And that was me walking into that, only knowing that version. And then watching you be #boss babe. And like,
I had a shirt that said boss babe.
You did. But no, but I mean like hosting your own retreats. And like, and that, in my mind, like that's not someone who is, you know, what I want doesn't matter. Because like, in my mind, it was like,
but it's like what you want emotionally,
right?
Like, I mean, what I was doing in my career, a lot of it was about me, and especially because it was like my career is what built his.
Mm-hmm.
Not in any sort of negative way. Like, I mean, that happens all the time, but like, there was a certain amount of like confidence. Like, I've always had confidence in what I can offer, and you know, my abilities as a photographer or videographer or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
But you and Joe coming into my life were like the first people, one, that were outside of the church that I had made friends with. But also like you guys just thought I was cool. And it was at a time where Dave and I were separating socially. We'd made a choice that like we don't need to have the same friends, we don't need to socialize together, like we don't enjoy those things. It was the beginning of the like great separation of like, okay, we'll stay married, but we're not gonna have anything to do with each other socially. And then it made me realize like, oh, people think that like I deserve things, or like that I am kind and that I am patient and that I am, you know, I bring things to a relationship, and my husband doesn't think that. Like, truly, and this is how he thinks of himself, is like everything's a work in progress. So it was never like, you're great. It's always, you can be better. And he thought that of himself. It was not like a one-sided thing, but it was such a toxic thing for me. And that was a recurring fight we'd have. I'd be like, I'm good. If I die right now, I'm good with where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm good with my growth. And he just like, he could not relate or understand or resonate with that.
Right.
Because he was never going to be happy.
Right.
With himself, let alone me. Because I would forget to shut the drawers. Never forget. But yeah, the divorce stuff is so strange because it's like now I find marriage so joyful.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just have such a joy-filled like marriage and relationship and friendship. Josh and I talk about how some like we'll still call each other like our like boyfriend or girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And like someone at work said, like Josh like said like, oh yeah, my girlfriend, blah blah blah, and they're like, it's not your girlfriend, it's your wife. And Josh is like, she'll never not be my girlfriend.
Yeah,
she's both. She's all things.
Yeah.
And we just love that. Like we love just feeling like we can get through stuff, and nothing's
not figure outable with each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That feels good. Feels solid.
I have such bad heartburn right now.
And my throat just gurgled, and these new mics probably picked up on that. I'm embarrassed. Okay. Wow. What a good episode. We went there. We went there on a few things. I wasn't expecting it.
Happy 2 years, Jess. Thanks for doing this with me.
Happy 2 years, Rach.
Your hands are cold and clammy, bish.
I'm
cold
sick.
And clammy.
Okay.
Yuck.
I told you I shouldn't have touched your hand.
Yeah, don't
Sorry.
Get me sick. Sicko.
Sorry, having a moment. Happy 2 fucking years, Rach.
Sorry. Repulsed. I was repulsed by your hands.
And they are very cold and clammy. Please stop. I'm embarrassed now. Happy 2 fucking years, guys. Thanks for sticking with us.
And this is my slow exit, okay, guys? So next week is the pre-recorded episode with Meredith that will come out. If I am in labor or not. So we hope I am. We hope I've had a baby by next Friday because I will have been past my due date. I'll be 2 days past my due date.
Right.
And we can only hope that she will be on time. And then Jess is responsible for the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Joe and I will hop on. Magnai will return. Magnai will return. I'm happy to have her. As always,
so
she's just the fucking best. And then we'll see where Rach is at from there.
We might do some more like virtual recording episodes. That might end up being what's easiest, so I don't have to leave.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
We end up gabbing. So
yeah,
but yeah, we love you guys. Thank you for sticking with us for 2 fucking years.
Yeah, we're so grateful for you.
83 episodes.
Yeah,
at least,
which is like a lot. So
we love you.
We love you, and
I'll see you guys when I'm a mother.
Oh yeah, see you on the other side, Rach. No drama. See you on the other side.
Ooh, that's so weird.
I know. I can't wait to meet her. Okay, guys, this is for Better and Worse Podcast. I'm Jess.
I'm Rach.
And we out of here.